On this week's episode of What the Lehecka, a question we often get asked at school visits is, what happens if two hurricanes come into contact with each other? And I always laugh and say, it just can't happen. Well, leave it up to 2020 for that to be a possibility. And with the timeline of Marco and Laura really changing, it's not going to be a possibility anymore, but this still is going to be history in the making with the potential of two hurricanes in the Gulf. So if we did have two tropical storms interacting, would they form into one big superstorm? No, that really just doesn't happen. What would happen, though, is if we had two tropical storms within about 900 miles of each other, they would rotate around each other, and that's what's called the Fujiara effect. Now, with that, it's still very unlikely to happen. It doesn't happen very often at all. It's a very rare phenomenon, but when we do have two storms in the same space, the weaker storm would die out or just get weaker, because what's happening is they're battling for energy and air in the same space, and so one of those storms would win over some of that energy. But this is going to be the first time two hurricanes are in the Gulf at the same time. Now, Marco and Laura, even though they will be making landfall somewhere along the Gulf, the timeline of these is changing a lot, so we will continue to keep you updated on that. But if you have any weird weather questions or phenomenons, make sure to send them my way, and I'll answer them for you on next week's episode of What the Lehecka.